Are we rolling? Yeah. Rolling!
What do I love about the RC?
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 What do I love about the RC? I love it that it exists.
It looks cool.
The RC is this totally awesome, radical, living, learning community.
That is part of the larger liberal arts college of literature, science, and the arts at the University of Michigan.
It's this little piece inside of a larger university. And so you kind of get all the benefit of all those possible explorations and resources and different things that are available.
And yet they're not anonymous. They are individuals and we know their names.
I get to call professors by their first names because I feel like I actually know them as friends.
And they get the benefits of a big university, but also have the experience of a small liberal arts college.
The RC has 4 academic majors: arts and ideas in the humanities, social theory and practice in the social sciences, drama, and creative writing. One characteristic of all 4 of the RC majors is there's a lot of opportunity for students to shape their own course of study tailored to their interests and goals.
It has a focus on the liberal arts, but if you're interested in the sciences, like, you can go out in LS&A and pursue those and still be a part of the RC.
You know, there's just so much student-faculty contact here, something I rarely got when I was in school, you know, one-on-one contact. I got it only in one creative writing class, and that class changed my life, right? So that's what we try to do here.
What do I like best about the RC? Well, I'll start with the students. I think that's a good place to start.
You can often tell that a student comes from the RC because they're vivacious and funny and intelligent and really, really engaged. They're not afraid to get in there intellectually.
They're not just kind of chilling out and just kind of hanging out and looking at their device or whatever.
This is not to sit in the back of the room, turn your baseball cap around and draw, which is essentially what I did in a lot of my lecture courses.
My RC students are like holding their hands up and like screaming, "Call on me," because I want to contribute to this conversation.
There's a sense of, I'm coming to learn and I'm taking this class and I want to jump in. And that makes it so wonderful for us, the faculty.
One of the disadvantages of being a teacher is that we don't get to take each other's courses.
In some sense, we're all here to learn.
For the professors here, it's not really like it's a job, it's a calling.
They're just like the students, like they have something that they're really passionate about and they just want to share it with you.
We all basically get to teach the things we love.
And it really makes my job kind of not a job at all.
A lot of students come to the RC and find, for the first time in some cases, a real sense of community, of people who are not exactly like them, but people who kind of share that sense that you can be weird and smart and creative.
On too many occasions, we are surrounded by either overt or more subliminal pressures that I think, unfortunately, sort of puts a premium on somehow conforming. I don't think the residential college has ever been about that.
There's something very powerful about there being a community that not only encourages you to accept what makes you different, but rather celebrates it, you know?
We pride ourselves in really knowing our students and appreciating them as whole people and not just as the person who might or might not be capable of learning the thing I'm trying to teach in this room right now.
The dining hall in East Quad is actually surprisingly popular as far as dining halls go, and they are actually nationally awarded for some of the quality of their food. And they have local meat contracts, a lot of farm to table for local produce.
One of my favorite things that happened to me once is that a parent came in, or someone came in off the street and saw me and thought, oh, an adult, and came up to me and said, "Excuse me, do you speak English?" Because it's common to walk through the halls here and hear Spanish, German, Russian, French, even Latin.
Intensive language study is really important to the cultivation of students who can function in a global world.
The value of a language is that it allows you to access the hearts and minds of other people. It's the most incredible form of respect.
We really want students to be able to master the language, to be able to go out and be ambassadors. With so many of our students choosing to study abroad, to go into internships where they're using that language, using that into their career.
I didn't think I had any particular language skill until I got here and suddenly was surrounded by an environment where I felt that language was suddenly now a tool to allow me to engage with the world.
It's meant to immerse you as much as you possibly can be, apart from actually studying abroad.
Das ist ein Schnellkurs praktisch und die Studenten lernen in einem Semester, was sie normalerweise in 2 Semestern lernen würden.
クラスは毎日月曜日から金曜日まであります。1日2時間です。
RC の日本語の授業は難しくて楽しかったです。
The RC has so many really neat student groups. So they have PALMA, so tutoring members of Ann Arbor's Latino community.
Currently, we have more than 100 Latinos working there with the support of 65, 75 tutors.
Christian is himself part of the Latino community, so it's not someone coming from the university dropping onto the community. He really is seen as a hinge between the community and the university.
They have the RC Players, which is acting. They have RC Singers. There are the RC Forums. There are different forums like Urban Forum, Sex Forum, Book Forum, Film Forum, Language Forum, I think, Dance Forum. There was a Food Forum. People make new ones left and right.
You're pretty much given freedom to discuss whatever you want with peers and get credit for it. So, I mean, why not?
This is a situation where students, are the facilitators and the lecturers of the space. Anybody can come and we initiate a topic and we all go around and we talk about the topic. A lot of times people stick with people who think like themselves. But when you have the intersectionality of different perspectives, that's when great ideas can form. And forums promote that. Forums foster that. Forums give an opportunity for that.
The residential college is sort of designed to be small. A lot of the quality of the relationships depend on a certain kind of intimate size, like the U of M Semester in Detroit program.
Semester in Detroit, what we call SID, is a program through which you intern in the city of Detroit, you study in the city at the U of M Detroit Center, and you engage with the city through community meetings and community events.
Some of the students in the Semester in Detroit program actually live with families, live in neighborhoods and real houses.
Embedded in the life of the city in a really meaningful and significant way.
So you live in the city, you're learning, we're taking classes about the city, in the city, and we're engaging through our internships and through other community events that we can go to.
PCAP is a curricular program based primarily here in the residential college, and we train undergraduates and graduate students to facilitate arts workshops in adult prisons, juvenile facilities, and communities of people who've come home from prison throughout the state of Michigan. So we're sending right now 90 students a week into Michigan prisons, and our students are doing visual art, they're doing creative writing and theater and a little bit of music. A lot of places that consider themselves really serious about scholarship don't take the arts very seriously, and all different art forms are cultivated at a high level in the residential college.
There's very few residential programs in the country that have 15 classrooms, 4 art studios, a theater, music and practice spaces and so forth, all in the building.
I used to compare the RC to Noah's Ark. We have at least 2 of just about everything. On board.
And because there's so many different disciplines here at the RC, we do fun and funky things.
I'm thinking RC. RC, 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 RC.
If you live in the RC, you're going to live in a beautiful place. They're going to be people who know and love you, who care about whether or not you show up every day. You're going to be surrounded by fascinating people who have great energy and lots of wonderful things to do that might involve you if you want to join in. And if you have ideas about what you want in the world, this is a place where you can make things happen.
It's born in a historical moment where people were experimenting with undergraduate education and coming to believe that undergraduates could chart their own course, make their own destiny, control the course of their own education. And I think that that's part of the DNA of the place, that we're still experimenting with undergraduate education, still thinking about what the next wave of innovation is going to look like. And I think the RC is really important in helping to figure out what that future is going to look like.
All right. Okay. I hope that helps. I don't know. I didn't feel like I was as elegant as I could have been.